comes to Extinction, how do you like to play that?
Oh man, seriously? Yeah, you can't joke around and mess around in that game mode because you'll definitely mess up and then scream because you'll get surrounded by the monsters pretty quick. But I was actually playing last night with a couple people around 2 or 3 a.m. because someone wanted to play, and I was really tired, and I got farther than I ever have before actually at the office, and we actually beat the mode, but it was pretty crazy. You definitely need someone with what's it called that you were dropping yesterday? Yeah, the body armor. You definitely want someone with body armor. Sorry, my coworker's right here next to me. And I used all the turrets that I possibly could. And you definitely need somebody with a death machine too. But yeah, so I ran as an engineer so I could set off any traps and I would get my money back immediately for them if the enemies ran into it. And then I know one of the guys was a medic and that saved us a lot. So when we were down, they revived us much quicker. So it's definitely a cool mode where you definitely have to pick what class you want to use, and you got to work together.
How important are those traps?
They came in handy quite a bit, especially when you set off some flames and there was fire going on. But there's a couple other areas too when you explore the environment that allow you to do other things as well. Like we purchased a helicopter a couple times to support us, and it was at first it was about $6,000. So we all put our money together. I know a couple of us were really frugal, like, no man, I don't want to put in like 2,000, you do it. But we all got together and it definitely helped out. With Warhawk, that's an exceptionally fun map for me because when you earn the dynamic event for that map, it's a mortar strike. So when you get it, you see a bunch of mortars coming in randomly onto the map, destroying like areas and taking out people. And I remember I did it once here, and everyone was freaking out, like, what's going on? They couldn't figure it out. So it's pretty cool. And then you can open up certain areas too that have a red skull either on the door or on a wall. And it takes you up into new pathways, and it totally opens up new areas where you can sort of like camp and snipe if you wanted to. Freight. I love Freight a lot. That was one that I played a lot on at work, especially just because it definitely had that classic Modern Warfare feel to it in terms of the way people maneuvered around the map, and there was different levels of areas that people would go to. So people may be on the third story, second story, first story. You definitely had to watch every corner around you. But you can definitely post up in certain areas and protect yourselves if you throw down, IEDs or something and sort of camp to snipe a couple times. But you definitely want to move around a lot. And that one is really fun for me, especially with domination, because everyone's fighting for B and it's out in the middle of the open on train tracks. So there's a bunch of different sightlines that can see it. So that was always fun to try to fight over. I would pop smoke over it and help my teammates when they ran to grab it. So there's good times on that map. So Prison Break is another cool map. We were playing Search and Rescue on it a couple times, and it definitely starts you off on one side of the map with you and your teammates. You can go up to the second story of a building that overlooks A, and you see over a ridge too, and then the other team is coming up on that ridge looking directly at you. So there was a couple times where I was there by myself in the building trying to snipe off a couple guys, and there was 4 of them, so they definitely got me. But that was always fun because it was sort of like Ride of the Cavalry or something where we're all coming down in the middle to meet and fight, and that was crazy. I definitely had a lot of fun on that map.